Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Tish Talks. I'm super excited to have you all here. I am honored to have Dr. Marcia Gibbs Credle. Said that right?
Oh,
I always
yes,
say
you
that.
did. You
And
did.
she is my soror. So let me say
Oh,
that. Let me say that.
you
Let me
know.
say that. But Tish Talks really is an opportunity for us to have open dialogue, for us to have real conversation around the things that are happening, right? Making sure that we are able to pour into women so that they see, A, we're still standing. And so for the women that question or always say, man, but you don't look like what you've been through, or I don't know what it took for you to get there. You look like you ain't got nothing going on, right? It took work, and to
Yes.
get here was an ugly process. And so I'm going to start with just reading your bio so that everybody knows who you
Okay.
are. And so
Okay.
Dr. Marcia Cradle is an author, motivational speaker, certified life coach. She believes that as a woman, it is her responsibility to help other women through prayer, support, and encouragement. She is passionate about helping women reach their full potential while following the word of God. She has the gifts of discernment and teaching and is grateful to walk in her gifting. Dr. Cradle is the founder of the Sister Circle event movement. If y'all have not gone, I'm sorry. If y'all have not gone, I need y'all to get y'all tickets. Head over to her website. I'm gonna have her talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
But she is the founder of Sister Circle event movement and the author of 60 Days of Inspiration, Encouragement, and Empowerment for Women. I am my sister's keeper. The battle is not yours, it's ours. And most recently, grateful for the journey. All books are available at her website, www.cradleconsulting.com. Help me welcome Dr. Marcia Cradle. Thank you so much again
Thank
for joining me
you.
today.
Thank you for having me. I've been excited. I've had butterflies all day. I'm like, I'm going to be on Tish Talks. I'm so
You're a pro.
excited.
You're a pro. Look, you are a pro. So, but no, I'm honored. As I stated before, y'all, she hosts an amazing event annually, and it's not a small feat, right? It's a lot of work, and so if you don't follow her, I'm going to have her give you all of that information. And then if you are able to attend and support her event, it is absolutely amazing, and you will not regret it. So, look, we talked a little bit about just that open dialogue, right? That
Mhm,
full
mhm.
transparency and people seeing what it looks like to put in the work and what it takes to truly get here. And what
Right.
that here is saying,
Mhm.
man, I made it, right? We are in a space today where there are so many that are questioning, how do I do it? I'm struggling.
Mhm.
Talk to us a little bit, if you don't mind, just about your journey.
Well, you know, I chuckled when you said, people see the now.
Yes.
Because if someone had a video of my life, they would say,
Mm.
"Oh, child, she been through." They
Yes.
would say she has been through.
Yes.
And I just one thing I always tell women that I mentor, that I coach, don't compare yourself to
Mm.
what you see for other people. Don't compare yourself to what you see on Insta. No, my daughter told me don't say IG. Yeah, she got me straight. She said, don't.
Okay. I'm sorry. We're showing our age when we say that.
Yes,
Because
yes.
I
When we
say,
say the whole word, she was like, nobody does that. But anyway,
okay.
what you see on IG, what you see on Facebook,
Mm.
Snapchat, whatever you, Hulu, whatever you're looking at,
Right.
it's not normally reality.
It's not.
What has happened is that people invite you into their life once they have written some of the final chapters.
Yes. Yes.
Most people don't invite you into their life when they are at the beginning, at the
Mm.
struggling part.
Mm.
Okay, they don't want you to see that.
Yeah.
If you look at some of these pictures, people's make, I'm like, how they do that? But my daughter,
Do that. Let
yeah,
me
how they do that?
yes.
My daughter's like, Mom, it's a filter. I'm like, for real?
I don't
So
even know
what,
when the filters are on half the time now.
right. And so what has happened, people not only filter their pictures, they filter their life.
Yes.
They
Say that one
filter
more.
their
Say that
life.
one more time for the folks that didn't hear that.
People have not only filtered their pictures, they
Yes.
filter their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you see it after things have been touched up,
Mm.
moved over, the light. Because I was looking at, I was like, oh, this lighting is not popping today. But guess what? Other people, before they even
Yeah.
post
Yeah.
anything, they're trying different lights, they're trying
Yeah.
different filters. So don't be fooled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be fooled. It's a process.
Yeah.
And I will, if you could have seen me 29 years ago,
Mm.
I couldn't even see myself here right now because I was at such a low point. Tish knows my story.
Yeah.
And when you come to the conference, I'll share with you some
Yes.
more of my story.
Yeah.
But she knows my story. I'm that song started from the bottom. Now we here. That's my theme song.
You
That's
coming
my
into
theme
that?
song because at one point, like I said, 30, 29, 30 years
Yeah.
ago,
Yeah.
I was at one of the lowest
Mm.
points of my life. And
Thank you.
at that point, I could not see myself where I am right now.
Yeah.
But thank God for my mother, who
Mm.
was a praying mother. Most of us have a praying
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
When you become a mother, that goes on your
That's what you
repertoire.
do. It
You
does.
got to learn how to pray.
It does.
Okay. But she kept praying for me, kept encouraging me. She and my dad both. And
Yeah.
they just said, we see the greatness in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of times we can't see it we look at ourselves. And I look back at some of the pictures,
Yeah.
unfiltered pictures from
Yeah.
back then, and I almost don't recognize myself.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
that's the one thing I want to tell you. Don't sweat it.
Don't sweat it. And you
Don't
said
sweat it.
something that it's relevant and it's so important. And I'm going to go back to it because I said this, it's probably been a month or two ago when I did a Tish talk.
Mm-hmm.
So many times, or how many times have we taken a picture, right? We take this selfie and it's like, I don't like that one. I'm gonna post the one that I really like, right? I'm gonna
Right.
post the one that well, I think I'm gonna get more traction. I think people are gonna respond.
Mm-hmm.
And I challenged them at that time, take your selfie, right? And just post the first one that you take.
Mm-hmm.
Because to your point, so many times we have to ask, how are we showing up and who are we really showing up for?
Right.
And why can't we post that picture showing up as that? You right, it's not a filter. My makeup ain't done. This is how I woke up, right? And so a lot of people, because that is how social media has now taught us that this
Mm-hmm.
is how we have to show up, right?
Yes.
And
Yes. And we have to really be mindful. We both have daughters.
mhm,
And so we have to really be mindful
yeah,
that we are encouraging them to be, because see, social media has them believing they have to be this perfect, same size as
absolutely.
everyone else, same hair, the same, lashes, the same. I like some good lashes.
Right, right,
I do.
right.
But guess what? Some y'all can see I don't have any on right now.
And you're cute.
Thank you.
And you're
And the only
cute.
reason I still have on this makeup is because this is what I wore to work. I went in there real quick. I did try to touch it up, but this is the Marcia that you get on a daily.
Right,
You're
right.
gonna get my T spots shine and see it. It's there. I
It's there. It's
promise.
there.
It's there, fighting to come through.
Right, right.
But I have to share one thing my dad told. I remember one time just like, oh my God, my skin is so oily. It's just horrible. My dad said, well, baby girl, when you get older, and see, because I was like 19 or 20.
Right, right.
And I did everything I could to try to dry my skin out because it was so oily. And my dad said, don't do that. He said, when you get old, you won't wrinkle as much because you got the moisture in your skin. I was like,
For real?
oh, for real?
Right.
And now that I don't have wrinkles because
Right.
I'm seasoned, I don't say I'm old, I'm
You
seasoned. I'm seasoned, but I just don't have those problems that, some other people, when their skin is dry, it's like, so we have to learn to look at our blessings,
Yes,
and really, when they say count your blessings, name them one by
absolutely.
one,
Yeah,
you really have to do that.
you do. And
Yeah.
you have to love your imperfections, whatever they are,
Yes.
right?
Whatever they are.
Whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to ask you, I had a conversation today
Mm-hmm.
with someone. And you know how someone will call you and you think that you're going to pour into them, but they pour into you, right?
Yes.
And it lends to something that you said, and that is, I am working and I'm working hard and I'm trying to, build this business, but I'm afraid to let people see the struggle, right, that
Mm-hmm.
I'm in with
Mm-hmm.
myself right now.
Right.
And I want to talk, if you can talk to the woman, the girl that is struggling with whether they're dealing with a job that they don't like, being
Mm-hmm.
in an abusive relationship,
Mm-hmm.
whatever that it is, right? And they're trying to figure out what's my next move. Better yet,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I think I'm better off just staying. Talk to them about that.
So the one thing that, and I'm really big on, write down your plan.
Yeah,
Write it down.
yeah,
What is your plan? If you plan to not stay on that job, if you plan to leave that job, what is your plan?
yeah,
Does that mean you're going to work there for 6 months and save you're going to cut back on going out to eat, doing all these things, and save your money so that you can have a little bit of a nest egg? Or do you plan to just jump out there
yeah,
feet
yeah,
first? If that's your plan, then that's your plan.
yeah. Right.
Jump. But whatever your plan is, write it down.
Yeah,
Get yourself. And I already said that Dollar Tree owes me some endorsement money, because I've been telling people, just go to Dollar Tree, get one of those little. Well, they're not. They're $1.25
the
tree
dollar
now.
25. I'm gonna need you to
Yeah.
quote that
Sorry.
right.
Sorry. Get you a $1.25 notebook
Yes, yes,
and start writing down what you want
yeah,
to do. Every day you should be writing down something
yeah,
that you want. What is your top priority? What is it that you want to do?
yeah,
And just keep writing those things down
yeah,
and come up with a plan. Now, if you don't know, if you're on a job, we'll just use that one. If you're on a job and you think, hey, I deserve a promotion, you need to start talking to people who are in the place you want to be.
yeah, yeah.
Start
And
talking to them.
absolutely, right? And it I think that lends itself to whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is, right?
Hmm.
Write down your plan. What
Yes.
is it that you want to do? And most importantly, what is it costing you to stay where you are, right? Because
Correct.
a lot of times I think people think, oh, it's just easier for me to. Is it? Is it?
Is it really easy when you
Right.
when you wake up in the morning and you dread having to drive to your job or log on to your job? Is that really easy?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And those are questions you have to really reflect on.
Yeah.
Is this what I really want? And you can write that down,
Yeah.
and start, people used to tell you, do your pros and cons.
Yeah.
Start
Yeah.
writing down, why should I stay? Why should
Absolutely.
I go?
Absolutely. So I want to ask you, you and I'll say this, I'll edit it out, but there are patches where you will freeze. And so
Okay.
there are certain points that you'll see me, I'll probably have to edit some of it out, but I just want to let you know,
Oh, no
just
worries.
and so let me know if I'm doing the same, just so that I know.
Okay.
So you talked a little bit about just your struggles and some of the things. Would you mind sharing some of those things, right? Just
Sure.
what some of your struggles were, and just what encouraged you, what drove you to now I need to make a change for me.
So one of my biggest struggles was self-image.
Yeah, yeah,
Self-image. Uh, and I'm grateful
yeah,
that the internet wasn't around then, because it would probably, my self-image would be worse. I just don't know how I would have come out of it had
yeah,
social media been around then.
yeah,
But I used to think, you know, my complexion, I'm like, I'm just dark.
yeah,
Who? I wanted to be a different complexion. I
Mhm.
thought that I never saw myself as attractive,
Yeah.
you know, and because of that, I allowed some relationships that should have either never been
Yeah.
or should have ended sooner
Yeah.
to happen because I was not confident in me.
Yeah.
And because I can't blame them 100% because I was not confident in me.
You. Yeah.
And again, I'm grateful for my parents. um my dad, he's a funny dude. We got to get him on your show one day. He's just hilarious. But he said, well, baby girl, when you have a dark complexion and you got that oily skin,
Really?
he said that's the perfect storm.
Combination.
He said that's the perfect storm. He said you're not going, the wrinkles that other people have to deal with. He said you can wear any color
Yeah.
because of your complexion. Because I used to say, oh, I can't wear like yellow or
Yeah.
I shied away from bright. He was like, girl. He said that's a blessing. You can wear anything,
Yeah.
anything. And
Yeah.
so I'm glad that they kept pouring into me. And even though I didn't always hear it when they first said it,
Mm.
as I started my journey to the best version, and I'm still not there,
Yep.
but I'm on that journey to the
Yeah.
best version of me.
Yes.
I have a whole different attitude. I have today at work. I wore some boots to work, and somebody says something. Oh, honey, I put on a fashion show the whole way down the hall. I'm like,
You better put
I'm gonna
you better
do
put
my
on your
model.
fashion show.
I'm gonna do my model strut. Then if you saying something about it, I might as well give you something to talk about.
I love it. I love it.
So, and that's what, when we grow into
Yeah.
our best version of ourselves,
Yeah.
things that used to bother us
Yeah.
or make us feel you're like, I don't want anybody to look at me. I'm afraid they might see me in all my flawed glory.
Absolutely. It's interesting because we have so much in common, but we have that because even as a young kid, I felt like I want to be light skinned, right? Light skin is in, right?
Right.
All these girls, the light skinned girls get all of that, right? And my dark complexion at that time of what I felt was dark. I was like, man, this isn't cute. It's not attractive.
Right.
And it's interesting because yesterday, it being your own kids, I have a birthmark in the middle of my forehead.
Yeah.
And my daughter, and being bald, sometimes I'll put makeup over it, sometimes I don't. I go, and my daughter said, the 8-year-old, Mommy, what's the dark spot in your middle of your head? And I said, well, baby, it's mommy's birthmark.
Mm-hmm.
She said, that's one of the biggest birthmarks I've ever seen.
With her 8-year-old self.
And I was like, it be your own kids. And all I can just be like, move.
Go.
But as a kid, I was teased so bad, right? Remember that cartoon Thundercats?
Yes.
That was my nickname, right? So as a kid, like she would have sent me on my way crying.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing because kids make you really have thick skin, right? Thick skin.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how people don't see the things that we struggled with, right? They see now it's like, but you got it together. You hosting events and you're a doctor and you're a speaker and you do all of this.
Right.
But it took work for us to get here.
Right.
Right. And so while that woman is struggling with her self-esteem or struggling with what do I do with this? And at the end of the day, sit with it. I said it before, right? Go through it and be comfortable with who you are and ask yourself, how am I showing up? Right? What was your turning point? At what point did you say, I'm gorgeous? Like,
I'm chuckling again because and my husband will see this, but we started dating in 1994.
okay.
And according to him, he's been in love with me since second grade. And he said, I saw that beautiful chocolate girl. And he
I
said, I
love
was
it.
in love with you since then. And he always lifts me up. But then it also helps for me to be able to say, you know what? Somebody saw me even then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you think back to that little girl who was self-conscious, not really
Mhm.
sure of herself, but for him to remind me
Yeah.
that he saw me then,
Yeah.
and then just starting to really um, look and say, you know what, this is who I am. I
Yeah.
can't change my complexion.
Yeah.
I can't change the oil as hard because I tried that oily skin thing, y'all. I'm telling you. I would scrub.
Stop it. Just stop.
It was like, but just trying that. So I had to recognize that other people could see me
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
who I am. And
Yeah.
and I'm not like, oh, I'm just beautiful. No, but I ain't that hard on the eyes. So,
No,
I
ma'am,
had
you're
to
not.
I had to just really recognize that beauty and your appearance
Yeah.
comes not only in the way you physically look, but it
Mm.
also comes in the way you think.
Ah,
It comes in the way you think,
it is.
because if you walk into a room and you have your head down
Mhm.
and your shoulders are down, and people have a different opinion of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you walk in with your head held high
Shoulders.
and shoulders back, sucking it in, because when I get to you get to let me tell y'all,
Ah,
when you get a
I was
season
like,
that's
you know
me,
what?
you got
Go.
to suck it in. But I'm like, I'm sucking it in with the best of them. So you suck it in, you have your shoulders back, and you just walk in, and you don't
Yeah.
even have to say anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But because of the way you're carrying
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
people are going to have a different opinion of you.
Absolutely.
Who is that?
Yeah.
What is she doing?
Yeah.
Why is she
Absolutely.
here? And
Absolutely.
don't pull out your phone and start who is she?
Who is that?
So
Absolutely.
you have to carry
Absolutely.
yourself like you're the somebody that you are.
Absolutely. You know, I don't know why this sticks out to me. When we first met, it was at Sister Circle. No, Sister Circle. Did I say that? Career sisters. Goodness, Sister Circle, career sisters.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, but a few of the ladies. But I said your hair looked good. Like your hair was just laid. It was just laid. And you remember what you said?
No, what I say?
You do not well, when I had hair, most of us sleep with bonnet. You don't sleep with anything on or you don't either walk around or sleep with anything
I
on your
don't
head.
sleep with anything.
Yeah, y'all hear that? Y'all hear? Yeah, y'all hear that?
I,
Mhm. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. However, I had to say that stuck because I was like, and it goes to just the confidence that you exude, right? And it was you like, honestly, we all up in there for real. We do.
still don't. Still
Love
don't.
it, right? Love it. But the manner in which you just said, I still don't, right? It was just that confidence. So I said, I remember that stuck out to me. And I don't know why. Like out of everything else, the doctor, y'all, Dr. Marcia Gibbs Credle. But the fact that she didn't sleep with nothing on her hair, I was like, okay, I like that, right?
Yeah.
But what's at this point, right? You are successful. You've been through your storms. You have authored your book, your events. You've done so much, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you had to say, well, I'm gonna take that back. How old is your daughter?
She is, as she has reminded me a lot lately,
Okay.
she is 20 and will be 21 on March 24th.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you say to your 20? She 20. We go
Yeah.
wait. She's not
Okay,
21.
what would I
What would you say to your 20-year-old daughter?
I tell her this, don't believe the hype.
Okay.
They will lie.
Got it.
And trust your instinct.
Trust your instincts.
Trust your instinct.
Yeah,
If something don't feel right, it's not.
it's not. Thank you for that because so many times we don't. We have an intuition for a reason, right?
Yeah.
And we have that. And so for those that are listening, right, for those that will listen and hear this, just like you told your 20-year-old daughter,
Hmm.
don't believe the hype, don't trust them, and trust your intuition, you got to tell yourself that. And
Yes.
sometimes we have to tell ourselves that story because
Yes.
we fail to think and realize when we are asking or in the middle of, am I worthy? Am I good enough? Should I stay? Should I go? Yeah. Ask yourself all of those questions, right?
Hmm.
And so, no, I love it.
And when you start asking yourselves, especially about the should I stay, should I go,
Yeah.
that's your first sign right there.
Mm,
That's your first sign.
yes.
When you start asking,
Yes.
should I stay, should I go? Because in the situations that you're supposed to be in, you
Yeah.
don't ask.
Yes.
You don't. But when things are not going the way that they should, you start
Yeah.
to question the relationship, you start to
Yeah.
question yourself, you
Yeah.
start to question them. And so when you start asking questions,
Yeah.
something's
That's your
not right.
sign. That's your sign.
That's your first sign
Yeah.
that something is not
Mm,
right.
yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with having those conversations with your significant other and just say, lately I've been questioning my, and you don't have, because people get they I've been questioning myself,
Yeah.
and I want to make sure that this is right for me and for you.
Yeah. Mm. What is it having that adult conversation?
Communication is key.
It is.
Communication is key.
It
if
is.
you if you don't do anything else, communicate. And I'm going to share something with you guys.
Okay.
My husband and I, I love, hey, Kimble Cradle, but when we when we first got met, Kimball, for those of you who know him, he is a talker. He's an orator. He's gonna have the room, and he's
Right.
gonna talk. And so when we first got married, I'd want to talk to him about something, and he would just out talk me, you
Mm.
know, and I'd be like, "Hmm," and he would just out talk me. So what I started doing, and I think he might still have, I would write him letters about
Mm.
what I wanted to talk to him about.
Oh, wow.
Dear Kimball,
Wow.
I wrote him letters. And I did that because at that point of my journey, I'm not where I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't write letters anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But back then I wrote letters.
Yeah.
And that was so that's what helped me communicate to him what
Mm.
I was thinking, what I was feeling, what my points were. I mean,
Yeah.
I would break the letters down, because people who know me also, I got one right now. I love a good pen,
I do too.
and
I
I
do
love
too.
to write. I
Yeah.
love to write. And
Yeah.
so I would write him letters and just say, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And that allowed us to talk about whatever it was and work it out. Because if you don't communicate in some form or fashion,
Yeah.
that stuff is going to get in like
Mm.
a sore, and it's going to fester in you,
Yeah. Yeah.
and eventually a sore is going to burst.
Yeah.
And so if you want to keep your sanity, your peace
Yeah.
of mind, you have to find your means of communication. For some people, it might not be writing, it might be leaving a voicemail.
Yeah.
Or some people are at that point that they can just have the conversation, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't there yet.
Right.
So
You know,
until I got there, that's what I did to
yeah.
communicate.
I appreciate you saying that. And I want to say this because, and I'm intentional, I'm being intentional about saying this because of a conversation that I just had recently with a
Okay.
young lady who's struggling, right, in that with her spouse. And what I'll say is all things that you just said are so accurate, right? Find that means of communication.
Mm-hmm.
But when you don't have what you had, right, where Kimball was open and he read the letters and I'm assuming he made that change, right? He was able to
Yeah.
understand, okay, she writing me letters for a reason. Clearly I need to give her an opportunity, right? But when you have that situation where your spouse or significant other
Mm-hmm.
just won't allow you to talk or won't hear and understand, right? That's when you have to say, that's when you have to ask yourself some really hard questions, right?
Yes.
Because you have tried to communicate. I love the idea of writing, right? I love that idea. Or even the idea you just said, leaving a voice note, a voicemail. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have those moments where you've tried to do that and
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't work, right? What next? And that's when you ask yourself, what is my, and I have to say it like this, but what is my worth in that I continue
Mm-hmm.
to allow my spouse or significant other to not allow me to have a voice, right? Or not hear me. And in this young lady's situation, that's what it was, right? And so I love when you just said, leave a voicemail, write a letter, right? Do those things. And maybe they will understand or catch on to why you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
In the event that maybe they don't, then that's when you ask yourself, okay, let's really sit down and have a conversation. Because am
And that
I?
also it helps you to
Mm,
relieve that and
mm,
release it.
yeah.
Another thing that just dropped in my spirit, and y'all, I love post-it notes too, all different colors.
Yes.
See,
Yeah.
um, write what you want to talk about on post-it notes and put them on the mirror in the bathroom.
Mm, yeah. I love
Just
it.
I, listen. It, drop them,
Yeah.
drop
Yes.
them wherever. If
Yeah.
he has a um, his computer bag, put them in there.
Put them there. I love it. I
Yeah,
love it.
and but eventually you are going to have to speak
Yes.
a
Yes.
conversation,
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
hopefully through either the post-it notes, the letter,
Yeah.
the voicemail, something will start to poke in his mind
Absolutely.
to say, I might need to we might need to have a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm glad the young lady is talking to you
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
get some eh, and this is another key thing, get some advice from somebody who's been there, done that.
Hmm.
When
Yes.
you're out
Yes.
here and you're getting advice, or if you're being coached by someone who's never been through anything,
Yeah.
not that they can't coach you,
Yeah.
but it when someone has been, that song Shaka Khan, through the fire,
Through the fire.
when you've been
Absolutely.
through a fire,
Yep.
you have a different type of way
We do.
of dealing with things, of connecting.
Yeah.
So find, and I'm glad she found you,
Yeah.
someone
Absolutely.
who's going to be authentic with her. You know,
Yeah.
I tell people all the time, being married is not like it is on Days of Our Lives.
It's
You
not.
come home,
Not at all.
the house is always clean. You always have fresh
Yes,
flowers.
indeed. Yes,
Dinner's
indeed.
always ready. I never see them do laundry. Who
Yeah.
does the laundry? It's not like that
It's
at
not.
all.
It's not.
So
Absolutely.
you need to find somebody who's been through the fire.
Yes. Yes. And on that note, please, can we talk about your event, when it is? Please
Sure.
share your book. Where can people find you?
So I'm so very excited. I'm always, this time of year I'm like, just,
Yes,
but this is the 5th annual
I love it.
Sister Circle Summit, and our theme this year is the journey to you. And
Mm-hmm.
because we are all on a journey, baby, so the journey to you.
Yes.
And when I started looking, I'm like, well, what does 5 mean? And it means grace.
Mm.
And so we've got grace for our journey.
Yes. Yes.
So that it's going to be an amazing thing. It's at the Embassy Suites on it's 2029 Satellite Boulevard in
Yes.
Duluth. It's
Yes.
March 3rd and the 4th. And this year, y'all, we have added a gala on Saturday night. And you'll
Nice.
get to walk the red carpet, baby. So come red carpet, red. Go ahead and get, one of my girlfriends said, well, I got my duct tape. I said, well, do what you got to do, baby. Do what you got to do. Duct
We ain't
tape,
doing the duct tape.
blanket,
No.
whatever. Do
Oh my
whatever makes
goodness.
you happy.
Right.
But So during the conference portion is for women only.
Got it.
And we get in there, and Tish knows she was a speaker, a previous speaker. She's an alumni, so she knows we get in there and we're talking about some stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's our purpose, is that it's a space for women to be able to talk about some of the things like what we're doing, but we'll go even deeper than what we're doing tonight, because we also have a panel this year, and so we can ask even more in-depth questions.
Yeah.
But it's just really a time for women to just release.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know, a lot, like she said, we're always walking around trying to make sure our hair's right, our makeup, no, that's if you that day, if you just want to come, you can come in your bonnet if you want to the conference. Now, when you come to the gala, you gotta take that bonnet off.
Right, don't have that bonnet on your head.
You're right.
Awesome,
but it's going to be amazing. So I do ask that if your followers follow me on IG, Facebook, even though my daughter says nobody uses Facebook, I do. Okay.
It's for the seasoned folks. It's for the seasoned folks. We still use Facebook.
Yes. But you can find it under Marcia Gibbs Credle, both of them. And then you can also, if you for some reason can't remember the spelling, it's Cradle Inspired Enterprises, and it's Cradle with an E. Unless we get fancy, you know, sometimes when we get fancy, when I go to like a new doctor, I'm like, it's Credle. But my husband's family pronounces it Cradle. So that's what we're going with.
Sounds good. Well, thank you. It is, again, Marcia Credle, March 3rd and 4th. Please, please follow her on Instagram and Facebook. And I think, look, have you gotten the TikTok yet? TikTok. I haven't gotten it.
Listen, I have not. I do have a YouTube though.
Okay.
So you can look at my YouTube, and I have a podcast. I do a lot. Gosh, I have a podcast. It's called Sister Talk.
Yeah.
And so again, it's just a time for us to just talk, because you know, sisters, we got a lot to talk about, have a lot to say. And so you can do that on you can find the Sister Talk on Spotify.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice. I don't think I knew you launched it as a well, you go, girl. I didn't realize that.
I tell you, I'm just really grateful. Like I told you, I used to not really like talk, and I tell people I'm a recovering introvert.
Yeah.
Because I used to be kind of shy, but I'm just grateful that God has allowed me to have the courage to use my voice. And the one thing that I do is I always try to help women really find their voice. And my motto is to move from your comfort zone to your discovery zone. Okay. I want women, it's okay to be comfortable, but I also want you to discover what's really deep inside of you. And so that you can get to the best version of yourself possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you. Thank you for taking the time to pour into everyone. Thank you for just being you. I always enjoy our conversations. We don't have them enough, but just thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
I just really appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you all. Thank y'all for tuning in.